Right. I'm speaking today on advice. And I've gotten many pieces of good advice in my lifetime. I've also gotten some bad pieces of advice in my lifetime, as have we all. There is one particular person in my life who, in all the time I've known them, it's been a very, very long time, so the law of averages isn't exactly with them. But bless their hearts. I love you, you weirdo. And one piece of advice was to look myself in the mirror and say, I am a badass mofo. By the way, this video is not appropriate for children, and I need to remember to find that little Cobra box, but in case you're watching, this video is not appropriate for children. So look yourself in the mirror every single day and say, yep, I am a badass mofo. And I'm assuming that you try to say it in the style of the Commodores when they sing their seminal hit, She's a Brick House, or in the style of Rick James. I'm a badass mofo, bitch. The second piece of advice they gave me, and one I have had trouble with, which is what lately, I've gotten myself all newsed out, reading articles about people who have been ill with seizures and with other illnesses, such as ketoacidosis, and getting very, 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 very upset and having a very hard time coming down and calming myself, because I don't want to see people in pain, and I don't like the fact that people who we seem to think that are there for us, they're supposed to help us, they're supposed to be there for us, aren't in some cases. And they mistake things like an illness for violence or for being drunk or being high. And it was very, very difficult for me, and I'm still having some issues because I am, as I said, all newsed out. The second piece of advice comes in handy here. They told me, you need to learn how to compartmentalize, which is something I have trouble with. If I am happy, if I'm angry, if I'm sad, that's the only emotion I am capable of at this point in time. I don't know how to I'm going to focus on the happiness I feel with this person that I really, really, really like. I'm going to focus on the joy of having dinner with my sister, my adopted sister, so to speak, that I have known since I was 9 years old and who has become more than a friend. I'm going to focus on remembering to communicate with other people so I don't scare the heebie-jeebies out of them, because sometimes when I'm upset I go completely insular and go silent, and it scares people. So sorry, everyone. I promise I'll get back to you and send a text or call you on Skype soon. Sorry. I love you. So this person has not really been the best person for me, and sometimes they can be a rather bad example. But so while the law of averages is not with them, these are two very great pieces of advice. Look yourself in the mirror and remember to tell yourself, hey, listen, you're okay. Be who you are. Grow at your own pace, as the book The Pokey Little Puppy tries to teach. I love The Pokey Little Puppy, even though I'm older now, and it's also a book I tend to send friends of mine when they're having a baby, because I want that baby and that mother to know that it's okay to not do things the same time everyone else does. It's okay to just be yourself. I definitely need to learn maybe to put, it's okay to be an emotional human being. It's okay to have some trouble when you're working your tail end off and trying really, really hard to get a bunch of things done. I have started making some changes, and I'm going from there, and I'm hoping that these changes actually bring me a few things that I have been trying for years. And among other changes I need to make is maybe don't let myself get swamped, and maybe actually stop being influenced. Go to someone that I trust and say, hey, I've been reading these articles and I am really upset, and I it's bringing back old bad memories. I'm upset. I don't really want to just talk to people, but it's not really a good idea to go into my own shell. And it's, then it brings you guilt when people are like, hey, by the way, why aren't we talking? Why aren't we communicating? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to scare you. So I guess taking that second piece of advice, try to somewhat separate bad things in the news from, say, being happy because I'm doing something new that I've been working my tail end off on. I'm currently balancing between two things I want to do. For example, taking dietetics and or nutrition on the 2-year track, and hopefully helping people with eating better, eating more healthfully, and seeing how that goes, especially since nutrition has definitely helped me with my seizures, and I'm now 4 years seizure free, which I couldn't do with just medication. So I'm kind of doing a balancing act at the moment and deciding where I want to go and what I want to do, along with other things, and enjoying being healthy and trying to take a step back here and there if something's been bothering me, and something has been bothering me for the better part of 2 years. So maybe it's time to let the people involved do what they have to do and be there, but maybe don't let myself get caught up, because that's not my circus. That's not my monkeys. Sorry, that's not my circus. Those are not my monkeys. So, third piece of advice. So, among my pieces of advice are, 1, look yourself in the mirror every single day. Tell yourself that you are awesome. Second piece of advice, maybe learn to take a step back. And third piece of advice, remember the immortal words, not my circus, not my monkeys. So take good care of yourselves and know that you're loved. Have a good day. Catch you on the flip side.